What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Marketing with N-Dub, where I'm your host, Nathan Webster, and I'm excited to chop it up with you today. Today, for episode 141, I got a special guest with me, Morgan Taylor. We're going to drop Diamond Bomb. So welcome to the show, Morgan.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, Nathan.
Absolutely. So this episode, y'all, Marketing with Morgan Taylor is going to be dope, y'all, because, oh, wait, where's my manners? Yo, for my first-time guests, my first-time listeners, thank you for downloading the show. Thank you for rocking with us. For my worldwide listeners, thank you for always rocking with me, sharing the show. You downloaded it. You shared it. I appreciate you. One love. So, y'all, we're in for a special treat. Morgan's going to drop some diamonds. I'm just going to go right to his bio because we don't have a lot of time. As you know, it's only a few minutes long we want to make sure you listen to this more than once. So Morgan is a co-founder of Jolly SEO. He had helped companies exit 1 billion with 3 commas exited. So, man, Morgan, tell me about your story, bro. Tell me how you roll.
Yeah. So it's a pretty interesting story. Basically, about 6 years ago, I was actually still bartending, and my buddy Greg Heilers, who he's a content writer, reached out to me. We connected and collaborated on some writing stuff, and that kind of spitballed to where I am now. And actually, what a lot of what we do now is to help clients get onto high-end publications by reaching out directly to journalists who put up opportunities on websites like Help a Reporter Out. And I'd actually like to kind of share how the listeners can do this for themselves and maybe land some really surprising results.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, Help a Reporter Out HARO. I've used that a time or two. That's cool, man. You're the co-founder for that?
Not for HARO. That would be interesting. But what we do, our agency helps people who are struggling to get the results they want on Help a Reporter Out achieve what they need. But it's really something. And we also offer courses and Done With You for people who don't want to just pay to have an agency do it. But it's for people who haven't heard of Help a Reporter Out, it's a really interesting platform. Journalists and bloggers will put up opportunities looking for business owners, experts to get quotes from, basically. And the cool thing is not only can you get your brand mentioned or featured in an article, you also get a backlink to your website, which is, for people who aren't familiar with search engine optimization, is really good for your site's Google rankings. So it's just a win-win all around. I've heard amazing stories of people doing one pitch to a journalist and then getting on, a famous TV show because they landed an interview or something. So it's worth everyone's time. You can get Help a Reporter Out, the newsletter, for free. It just takes some skill and experience to be able to use it properly for your marketing and brand building.
Okay. Now, I mean, I don't want to steal any of your thunder as you drop these diamonds, man. I don't know if you want to talk about that because that's a cool template, or you can give me the link and we can drop in the show notes. But you got some pretty impressive things in your bio that I would love to cover.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess like we met, Nathan mentioned on the bio, we have worked with a lot of companies to do this for them. A lot of people don't have time to do this journalist outreach themselves. And so, a lot of times it is easier to just go directly to the experts who can get you into these publications themselves and just make it a hands-off thing for you. Generally, but like I said, it really works for anyone. You don't need to be, part of a multi-billion-dollar company or anything like that to do this kind of stuff. And like I said, we also offer courses, things like that anyone can download. So it's pretty cool. And if anything, I'd love to share a few tips for the average, just for the listener to kind of, if they want to try this out themselves as well.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. So again, if you haven't heard of Help a Reporter Out, I really recommend you sign up for the newsletter. It's free and there's lots of opportunities there. And So when you go on, you're going to see people looking for business owners, experts in any kind of field. Basically, whatever you're doing, there will be an opportunity for you. And it's really, all I would say is if you go in, you can skip a lot of the learning curve by just making sure you keep these pitches to journalists non-promotional. Just get a short little snippet that they're going to use. You don't need to go into your brand or anything like that, but just think of it as like, what's a little soundbite that a journalist or vlogger can use that then would translate to being a nice quote in an article. Keep it to less than 100 words when you send these. The newsletter is really simple to use. You just kind of click and then you can reply in email format to these people. And again, if you do go in and check it out, I really would recommend. Also, we have just a easy $50 course you can download. It's worth it. It's about an hour long that really shows you how you can maximize your time in converting these pitches into actual placements on things like Forbes or Wall Street Journal. It's awesome. I mean, I guarantee it's worth anyone's time to do.
Man, that was it. I was like, okay, is it not more? Okay, let's go. That's awesome, man. That's great. I think it's really important. Like you said, I've seen this before. It is like the non-promotional. I think that's important for folks that they always think they got to sell. But if you just be the expert, which is why it's called Help a Reporter Out, it makes sense. So, man, let me shift gears a bit. I see that you worked with big folks like Business Insider, Forbes, AskMen, Huffington Post. You've done quite well for yourself. All with SEO, man. For those that don't have maybe the slightest clue, to those that believe in SEO, like what are some tips you can give them in regards to developing a good SEO plan for their company?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I'll say this, when it comes to marketing, search engine optimization, which is of course having your site show up much more early on Google search results, like in the first page and the first results, is the best long-term strategy to getting traffic and business, because it's something that you don't need to keep paying for, right? It's not going to be like a paid advertisement where you're going to keep paying every month, paying for each click, that kind of thing. You invest time and money into doing your search engine optimization correctly, and it'll pay off for years to come. Mm-hmm. And I would say to anybody who is new to this or just getting into this, maybe they don't have a big budget, the best thing you can invest in the beginning is at least getting a steady stream of blog content on your site. It's absolutely critical, and you'll start noticing results within a few months. The second key piece, and with the blog content, again, I think it's best to keep it, not promotional. Just think about actionable tips and things you can do. You can talk about what are the people that are your clients, your target audience. What are they searching for a lot of times, and then what can you inform them about? And you only need to be maybe 1,000-word articles. You can hire a freelancer to do it if you're strapped for time. It's probably a good idea. So then there's content, like I said, and the second main piece is getting backlinks to your site, and that's what we specialize in. It is difficult and time consuming, and a lot of it's about networking to find contacts at publications that can feature your content and link out to your site. So most people generally will outsource and hire an agency or something. Again, if you're really strapped for money in particular, you can use the technique that I just spoke about earlier, which is why I brought it up, using this platforms like Help a Reporter Out. But really, the initial key is get some content down. And then this isn't my specialty, but of course there are lots of, internal SEO techniques you can do to optimize your website. But I wouldn't be really the one to speak on that. But I think the first two things are definitely essential.
Man, I love that. So number one, you said get some posts out there, no more than 1,000 words, which I think is important, because I think there's, depending on who you talk to, people say, you're supposed to write 10,000 to 5,000, 3,000. Some folks say 100. So that's good. I don't love the non-promotional. And I will also say, please don't put that stupid pop-up in there. That's just another way to drive people off your site.
Exactly. And for just so you know, if Google does see these things, or if you have pop-ups on your content, you're actually doing yourself a disservice in terms of long-term traffic. So it's short-sighted. And then when it comes to the length of the content, I don't think anyone has the answer unless they work at Google. But the point is, just get content up. I don't want to make, if I say 5,000 words, that sounds a little daunting. So yeah, get something, get a freelancer, and then get some backlinks. Go and help a reporter out, hire someone like us, whatever you need to do to get links to your site.
That's a great segue to the other thing, because you said in regards to going to HARO and giving yourself some backlinks. Can you explain to maybe someone that might never have heard of a backlink, or they're maybe building their presence on for their own media elements, they need to develop some backlinks? What are backlinks, and what are the benefits for backlinks?
Yeah, so good question. Sometimes I forget, that no, it's a weird word, backlink. What is that? So that is really just a term for when a website has a hyperlink to any page on your website. So it's great if, say, businessinsider.com on one of their articles has a link to your homepage, a backlink. Just some kind of clickable words with a hyperlink to your site. Google sees these things and it thinks, okay, if Business Insider is linking to this site, they must be pretty authoritative, and we should probably make sure their content ranks higher up in search engine results. So that's the concept.
Right. Love it. And I will say too, I mean, these are, I meant to say ding, ding, ding. These are all diamonds that Morgan is dropping. And Morgan, and this is more so SEM, but it has some SEO into it, as we're moving into a new direction with AI. It's 2023. From AI to also voice search. Now that a lot of layoffs are happening, we don't know when the recession, they call it slow session, whatever the case may be. But what's the significance of optimizing your site for efficacy, effectiveness? I'll just say for efficacy.
I've heard a lot about AI's potential use in marketing and this kind of stuff. It's not something that we do, although I can't lie, it's intriguing. Or the idea of even sending, pitches to journalists that AI did. So it sounds like it would save a lot of time. I don't think we're quite there yet in terms of, I still think even a mid to low mid-level freelancer can do a better job. And I think we're a little bit too new in it to see if the on-site content is going to rank using AI, or if Google's able to detect it. So all I would say is just if you're thinking of using it yourself, just be cautious, because, I don't know if the listeners have heard of these kids using it to write their essays in college, and some of them are getting busted now. But yeah, I think I don't know. That's all I could really say on that one. But I think we are getting there very soon, where basically all mid to low end content writing will be done by AI, and the only kind of writer freelancers out there will be ones that are very skilled.
And this is what I love about other marketers. I will say expert marketers. We know how to stay in our lane. Like, you heard Morgan, he was like, "Oh, I'm not. How do I word this?" And it's because I always tell my own students, marketing is like medicine. There's so many different pathways. There's so many different philosophies. It's an investment back into your company and your brand. Especially, you got to figure out how it works for you. So don't jump on board because it's supposed to be the gravy train and everybody's doing it. As Morgan just dropped that diamond, we're not quite there yet. So don't think you're missing out. There is no FOMO happening here. So Morgan, I know we're getting short on time, but you also built a SaaS tool for like a DI horrors. But what about, and this is coming back to backlinking, I don't know if you want to talk about that more, or can you talk about how do you create a very sustainable model where you're creating content and adding those links? How do you go about that?
Yeah, I think the key is just setting up you got to consider your budget and then set up essentially a calendar or a backlink goal for each month, right? And if you can make sure you're doing that content regularly, you have a content calendar, you commit to adding topics to it. If you're using a writer, just make whatever works for your budget. Just stay on top of that and keep with it. Don't give it up after a couple months, and have yourself held accountable to that. And the same goes for backlinking. You want to add, really, it's whatever your budget can allow. You should go kind of full speed on these things if you have the budget for it. But if not, just set yourself committed to building this many backlinks for your site each month. If you find yourself falling short, you just got to seek help out or spend more time into it. Yep.
Yeah. I love it, man. I love it. So being that I didn't really properly introduce you, along with dropping your handles, can you tell the listeners, especially if they want to learn more about you, where can they go to find you?
Yeah, exactly. And you mentioned an app. We have two businesses. One is our agency, which does the backlinking, which I talked about. And if anyone's looking to outsource it, I'd love to go into detail and see if your site's a good fit for what we do. And that is jollyseo.co. So JOLLYSEO.co. And our app is called Pitch Response. And that's a way for all of you who do listen and decide you want to go check out, help a reporter out. The next step might be to use an app like what we created, which is called Pitch Response. And we actually just rebranded. So it used to be Link Sourcing, now it's Pitch Response. And that's a tool to really help people hone in on their journalist outreach. We have a few unique opportunities as well that goes directly to that platform. We also really assist people in pitching these help a reporter out journalist opportunities as well. And then, like I said, we also have classes that you can purchase or do a done with you kind of course from Jolly SEO as well. But the app site is called pitchresponse.com. So that's pitchresponse.com.
Okay, awesome. And then if they want to find you specifically, you on LinkedIn, you on Twitter?
LinkedIn is the best way to reach me, if anything. Or feel free to shoot me an email at morgan@jollyseo.co.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard it first. We're Morgan Taylor from Jolly SEO and Pitch Response. Drop those diamonds for you, being an SEO and backlink. I'm an SEO backlink guru, master class expert. I don't know what else to call you besides I don't know that world, so I don't know, but y'all call each other Yoda.
Yeah, I'll take it. Oh, everything you said, I'll take it.
Hey, Morgan, I appreciate you coming to the show, man. Look forward to having you back.
Yeah, thanks, Nathan.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard it first on Let's Talk Marketing with N-Dub. I want to say to all you listeners that haven't subscribed, haven't left a review, please do so. Love to get the word out. That's how we also grow our podcast. And to everyone out there, I hope you take this in. You can use it to your benefit today. No need to procrastinate. No need to think you can't do it on your own. And again, if you need help, Morgan already dropped diamonds of also how to do it, but then how to get in contact with them. All the information will be in the show notes. And so until next time, I wish you nothing but the best. So dream big and Godspeed.